Yes, people. We're back with another stream. One sec. With another stream today, we're doing the Merseyside derby preview. Let me just get the make sure everything's going well. Just put the analytics up. There we go. Right, we're back. We're back again. So big game tomorrow. Big weekend in the Premier League, not only in the derby, but also across the Premier League. And let's get straight into it. So obviously tomorrow Liverpool go away, or you say away. It's not even literally across the road over to Goodison Park. Tomorrow, as I said in yesterday's video, for the Newcastle preview, I said this week is the toughest week in this season. With Newcastle away, obviously we're coming back off now a point at Goodison. We now have to go to Goodison Park and try and get results. Do I think we do so? I think we're going to get into my score prediction later on. But let's start off with the game. Everton, where are they sat in the table? I believe they're just not far outside the relegation zone. Yes, they're on 14 points, 5 points clear for Everton. That's where they are standing off. As for Liverpool, they are top of the league and they are 7 points clear of the Chelsea. They've got Tottenham and Fulham got Arsenal. If you're a Man City fan and you're looking to get back into the title race, automatically you're looking at those three teams. All three of those teams could easily drop points. Fulham away isn't easy. Spurs are dog shit, but it's a London derby and it's a Merseyside derby. So if you're Man City, I think one of these three are dropping points. So Man City will automatically be thinking, right, close that gap, possibly. But as for Everton, they picked up a really good result against Wolves. Let's actually pull up Everton's results this season. To be honest, they're actually not a bad. I say them. I'm praising like they're a good side. They're not as bad as probably most people think. So let's share the tab. So of late for them, 4-0 win against Wolves. Then they lost to Man U 4-0. 0-0 against Brentford. 0-0 against West Ham. 1-0 Southampton. 1-1 Fulham. 2-0 against Ipswich. 0-0 against Newcastle. 1-1 against Leicester. 2-1 Palace. Everton this season, they've only lost at home, I think, once all season, and that's Ipswich. So let's go to the start of the season. They played Brighton, so that's one loss at home. Tottenham back-to-back. They beat Doncaster at home. Oh, they lost to Bournemouth. I remember, wasn't Bournemouth like 2-0 down or something like that? And with like 5 minutes to go, they fucking pulled it back. 3-0 against Aston Villa. 3-2, sorry. And then they lost against Southampton in the third round on pens. 1-1 Leicester. Palace, 2-1 win. 0-0. 2-0. 1-1. Then a 1-0 loss. 0-0. 0-0. 4-0. 4-0. So realistically, they either concede very little goals or they just capitulate and lose 3 or 4-0. That's kind of how it's gone for them this season. And I do think they will be safe. I mean, the last 5 wins, have got 1 win in the last 5, 2 losses, 2 draws. I do think they stay up. I know there's talk for the past 4 or 5 years. Is this the year Everton go down? So Everton will be looking at this game and thinking Liverpool have just come back off a Newcastle result. It's a derby. They're going to fancy themselves. Do you know what I mean? And it's the last one at Goodison Park, apparently. This is the last one. They're going to fancy it. So they're going to be up for it. It's the last one at Goodison Park before the new stadium. So automatically, there's going to be a really good feel around Goodison tomorrow. Yes, albeit they're not doing great in the table, but it's a derby. Like, you step up for the derby. In Goodison Park, Jurgen won at Goodison Park. In the Premier League, I think he only won twice, you know. The Mane late winner, I believe he won. Yeah, he won the Mane late winner. And then he won when we spanked him 4-1 and Jota scored on the near post. Salah scored in that game when he was clean through one-on-one. He just slots it past him. So Everton will 100% be looking to pull off a huge win tomorrow. You know, they don't obviously want Liverpool to win the league. They'll rather have Man City, Arsenal, Chelsea. So if they get a result tomorrow, that gap already suddenly goes from 9 points to possibly 5 in a week. And then for Manchester City, it goes from 11 to 7 in a week. And you're probably thinking Man City back in it. They're going to beat Palace away. Let's be quite fair for them. Top goal scorers for them is McNeil, 3 goals this season. He's on 3 assists, 68 in 13 games. But let's actually have a look at their injuries. Let's actually have a quick look at the head-to-head. The head-to-head, that's actually a mad record. The record is mad. That's at Goodison Park. They've only got 3 wins at Goodison Park. That can't be right. I remember they won 2-0 there. We beat them 2-0. Then we beat them 2-0, 0-0, 2-0, 4-1, 2-0. That was when they beat us in COVID, wasn't it? Then it was 2-2. That was the game where Virgil did his injury. 0-0. That was a 1-0 winner. That was Curtis Jones won it. 5-2. That was the season we won the league. 0-0. That was the Origi winner. 0-0. 2-1. Yeah, that was the game. That was the game where Rooney scored, wasn't it, on his Merseyside derby return, wasn't it? 3-1. I believe Coutinho scored in that game. No, Coutinho scored in that game, didn't he? Because he scored an absolute beautiful outside the box goal, Coutinho, in that game. We battered him 4-0. Birthday weekend as well. 1-0, 1-1, 0-0, 1-1, 4-0, 3-3, 0-0, 2-2, 2-1, 3-0, 2-0, and then 2-0. So in the past 14 years, Everton have only beat Liverpool 3 times. In the past 14 years. That is a mad record for a derby. I couldn't understand if this was Liverpool-Southampton record, but this is a Merseyside derby. Everton only have 3 wins against us. I think, in my lifetime, that is mad. Their current injuries are James Garner, Keane, Tim Ger. I'm not going to pronounce them too because I don't know how to pronounce their names. As for Liverpool, McAllister's suspended because he's already on enough yellow cards. Alisson's going to be out until the end of the month. Conor Bradley's out till the end of the month. Same with Jota. Chiesa obviously played in the under-21, so we don't know about him. Canate and Tsimikas back at the end of the month. Let's go through some of these. We must win tomorrow. Kelleher, Trent, Gomez of the DVD, Robbo, Grav, Jones, Sob, Salah, Diaz, and Gakpo. 3-1 LFC win. Yeah, I mean, I could see it. We are going to go through my lineup and team news in a minute. But I'm nervous for the game. And also, by the way, it's Slot's first Merseyside derby. So this is Slot's. So he's done his first Man City big game. He's done his Manchester United game. Now it's the derby at Goodison. Look, I don't know if this makes any sense, but if this game was any other year at Goodison Park, I'll be very confident about beating Everton this time around, because it's the last Merseyside derby at Goodison. Makes me more nervous, and makes me more nervous that the fans will. The fans are obviously the fans are always going to be up for it at Goodison Park. To be fair, I actually personally think the derbies are better at Goodison because the atmosphere is better. I actually think you see a lot more madness and chaos at Goodison than you do at Anfield. At Anfield, it's normally just a classic 2-0 easy win onto flipping Sheffield United or whoever. Do you know what I mean? But my lineup tomorrow, as Jacob E went in his lineup, maybe I've got a similar team to that. We'll have to wait and see. But we have to get the job done tomorrow, and it's as simple as that. There's no excuses for Liverpool to not show up. We have to take all the emotion out of the game. That's what we have to do. But we have to win tomorrow. Make no mistake about it. But hopefully we do get the job done. I am nervous. Same. I want to say I'm nervous because look, we're gonna get into the team news now. So let's get straight into it. Team builder. Let's get the team builder app up. Let's build the team that I would do to play against Everton. One second, just sorting something out. But look, it's a massive. This game is monumental. Now, Slot. There's a potential where we drop points back to back here, and that gap all of a sudden becomes to 5 potentially, which we don't want, because we work so hard to get this gap, and to bin off half the gap in a week would be mad. So let's get the team builder up, and let's go through my team that I would play. So in goal, I think, look, it's going to be Kelleher in it. Kelleher in goal. At right back, Trent has to come in. We saw the performance he did against Manchester City. We saw the performance, the difference he made in the Newcastle game as a sub. I think if he comes on early, I think we win that game. I think if he comes on before the subs, if Slot makes some subs a little bit earlier, I think we get the results at New St James's Park. Plus, Endo should have came on. If I'm being honest, should we do centre backs? It will do centre backs. So at centre back, it's going to be interesting. Do you go with Jarrell Kwanzaa? Do you go with Joe Gomez? I'm actually going with Kwanzaa. I think Kwanzaa's more physical and just bigger than Joe Gomez, and I think that's what Everton are going to do, especially at Goodison. They're going to try and make it a physical battle, and I think Kwanzaa is more suited to that. And obviously, at left side of centre back is going to be Virgil van Dijk. Virgil van Dijk at centre back. Left back, Andy Robertson, I feel like has improved of late in the past game or two. Thought he had a really good performance against Manchester City. I didn't think he wasn't great against Newcastle, but he wasn't as bad as the others. That was shocking. In the midfield is where it's interesting. So obviously McAllister's suspended. So it's just like, what do we do here then? I think obviously it's going to be a Gravenberch. And then to partner him is where it's interesting. Could we see an Endo? Because if it is going to be a physical battle like it normally is, would Endo suit that though? Or just keep seeing him as a player that's just going to come on and do a job and just see a game out? Other than that, you kind of go with Curtis Jones, don't you? I do think it will be Curtis Jones, but I actually wouldn't turn my nose up if it was Wataru Endo, if I'm being honest with you. I actually would not turn my nose up if it was Wataru Endo. And then obviously, we all know who's going to play off the right. No need to mention the best player in the world, next year's Ballon d'Or winner, Mohamed Salah. Didn't deserve to come off that game. Should have came off for all 3 points, man. How unlucky is he? Gets 2 goals and assists, and it's not enough for him to get the win. Like, how unlucky. At the left side, at the left side, I'm going with Cody Gakpo. Cody Gakpo. Cody Gakpo at the left side. I think he's been very good this season. I think he's not had enough praise, Cody Gakpo, this season. I feel like people obviously are applauding the likes of Kelleher, Van Dijk, Gravenberch, and Salah, and rightly so. But I feel like Cody Gakpo has been one of those underrated players. He's been good in the cups. Scored a couple of Champions League goals, a couple of league goals. He's put in some really good, tidy performances. I feel like he's improved a lot under Slot this season. And I'm just, the only thing that I'm thinking of though, when Jota is back, unfortunately he's going to go back to the bench because Diaz will go left, Jota will go down the middle, and then in the 10 role it's going to be Szoboszlai, who I think, to be fair, has had a lot of criticism over the past year, which is rightly so. I mean, look, I'm not saying he doesn't deserve his criticism, but to be honest, he's been very good in the past 3 to 4 games. Very good. His creativity, coming on in the intensity. To be honest, right, when McAllister's back and Gravenberch, I think Szoboszlai could be used as an impact sub. I won't be surprised if Slot sees him as that. But I think he deserves the start. Obviously, he's going to start because Jones is going to have to drop back a bit. I mean, could we see Szoboszlai in the double pivot? I remember in pre-season, we saw him in the double pivot of the 6, and to be fair, he actually looked good. But we don't do that for the Merseyside derby. Up front is going to be, I want to see Luis Diaz down the middle. If I'm honest, I want to see Luis Diaz play down the middle. That is the team I want to see against Everton. Kelleher, Trent, Kwanzaa, Van Dijk, Robertson, Gravenberch, Jones, Salah, Szoboszlai, Gakpo, Diaz. There's going to be pacing behind. I want to see Diaz direct in behind there. Salah and obviously Szoboszlai and Gakpo behind him. The reason why, you probably actually go back to the Curtis Jones point. I've actually been thinking probably why Slot definitely won't go with Wataru Endo is because Curtis Jones is press resistant. He's able to get out those pockets and ping those balls and get those little direct passes into the likes of Gakpo, Salah, and Szoboszlai and Diaz, which is Wataru Endo. Wataru Endo isn't actually bad at passing, to be fair. I actually think he's got a good pass on him. But I think it's going to be Curtis Jones. And then obviously Mohamed Salah, Szoboszlai, Gakpo, and Diaz. Score predictions. Let's go through some more of the chat, though. Win for you guys tomorrow. Predictions for all the games this weekend. We'll discuss that in a minute. What's going on here? 4-2 Liverpool win. Interesting. So let's go up to my score prediction. 3, 2, 1. I've gone with a 2-1 Liverpool win. I think, look, it's a Merseyside derby. I wouldn't be surprised if we actually go 1-0 down. Because the way Everton are going to start the game, it's the last one at Goodison Park. I won't be surprised if we go 1-0 down, to be honest. Or we score, then they score. I do think we will get the win, because I think overall, I think Slot won't buy into that. It's the last derby at Goodison, etc. I mean, look, we will want to win it. It's the last one at Goodison Park. Everton's one of the most classic Premier League grounds of all time. Do you know what I mean? So I think Liverpool will want to win the derby at Goodison as well. So it's not just about Everton. So Liverpool will want to win it as well before they move into their new stadium. I wonder, do they move in at the end of the season? Because their stadium looks just about done. I don't know if they're moving in before the end of the season to maybe do a couple of tests ready for next season. I don't know. Because remember, they did that for Tottenham. Tottenham moved in at the back end of, I think it was either 2019. At the back end of that was when they moved into their stadium. So that's the team I've gone with. Run through again: Kelleher, Trent, Quansah, Van Dijk, Robertson, Gravenberch, Jones, Salah, Szoboszlai, Gakpo, and Diaz down the middle. I've gone with a 2-1 Liverpool win. Some people have gone with 4-2 and 3-1. Interesting. Let's actually quickly then have a look at the games this weekend. What Premier League games we've got? So we obviously got Everton, Liverpool. I'm going to go with a 2-1 Liverpool win, obviously, of course. Aston Villa, Southampton. Aston Villa will get 3 points. I think they win 2-0 tomorrow. Brentford, Newcastle. Brentford have not lost time this season. Newcastle coming back off a good point against Liverpool. 1-1 tomorrow. Palace, Man City. I'm going to go 2-1 Man City. Look, Palace is an easy place to go to. We only won 1-0 there this season. Man City obviously coming back off a 3-0 win against Forest. So I'm going to go 2-1 Manchester City, Man United, Forest. Forest into a little bit of form, dipping of slightly form. The start of the season off really well, but in the past couple of games they've picked up a couple of losses against the likes of Newcastle, now Manchester City, Arsenal. I'm going to go 1-1 Man United, Forest tomorrow. Fulham, Arsenal. Ooh. London derby. We'll be doing a stream for that. I think Arsenal win that 2-1 Arsenal. Ipswich, Bournemouth. I'm going to go 3-0 Bournemouth. I think Bournemouth pampered Tottenham last night. Bournemouth, man. This season, they've beaten Arsenal. They've beaten Man City. They've beaten Tottenham. This season, Bournemouth going under the radar is one of the best teams to watch. I think pound for pound, they're one of the best teams to watch this season, alongside the likes of Brighton. Leicester, Brighton. Ruud van Nistelrooy is obviously going back off. I think he won in midweek against, they beat West Ham. Brighton obviously lost to Fulham. But I'm going to go with I'm going to go 3-2 Brighton. The big one of the weekend, the London derby, Tottenham, Chelsea. Ooh. Tottenham, if you had to describe Tottenham to anyone, losing to Ipswich, then beating Manchester City, then struggling against 10-man Fulham, and then losing to Bournemouth. That is Tottenham Hotspur in a nutshell, also with no trophies. I'm going to go... I think Chelsea win this. I'm going to go... So Tottenham... Surely Tottenham step up a little bit. Tottenham 1, Chelsea Chelsea 3. I'm going to go 3-1 Chelsea. West Ham Wolves. Oh my God, what a dead fixture that is. That can't be the Monday night game. Wolves win that 1-0. Lopetegui sacked. Also, apparently, some in key insights. Everton and Liverpool have not drawn in any of their 3 last matches against each other. Interesting. But yeah, man. This weekend we are going to be doing a couple of streams this weekend. So what you can expect is obviously we'll do the Everton Liverpool. We'll then record the straight after match reaction. We'll do Crystal Palace Man City just for bands. And then we'll be live for Fulham Arsenal and Tottenham Chelsea. And then next week is back to Champions League. And hopefully next week, obviously McAllister's going to be back. Fingers crossed we can have some more positive news about when exactly. Obviously, we know Alisson's definitely back at the end of the month. I want some news on when Jota's going to be out. Now, I'm not sure if Slot's doing his press conference yet. I'll have to keep an eye on that. Look out for some quotes and stuff. Because I want to know exactly when Jota's back. Because I'm not starting Darwin. I'm sorry. I've had enough. But I'm going with a 2-1 Liverpool win. That's the again. This is the team I've gone for. So yeah, we're back tomorrow in about 24 hours' time for Everton taking on Liverpool up the Reds. Have a good weekend, people.